This is a summary of ELIE Wiesel's night. Section 5 to Section 9. Let's go. As soon as the prisoners that were heading to the concentration camp of Buchenwald, everyone who stops running is shot immediately. ELIE Wiesel himself cannot stop running, even though he left his father behind. This is what happened. ELIE and his father reached the concentration camp, and then ELIE's father is extremely sick. He's an old man, of course. He's very sick, and so he falls ill and cannot do things by himself. Eventually, ELIE Wiesel meets a rabbi who says, I'm looking for my son. Oh, I see you have a sick father. Let me bring you to a shed. And they go into a shed where ELIE and his father are collapsing. And so the rabbi goes ahead and reveals that he's looking for his son. However, he asks ELIE if he has seen his son. ELIE responds no. And it wasn't until the rabbi went away that he realized that he actually said the wrong choice. He did see his son. Apparently, his son was running alongside him, but fell along the way. As soon as they reach the concentration camp, they all slam to the ground, and, well, this happens. Everyone is on top of each other and breathing, picking the breath out of the person underneath them. ELIE himself is crushed under a bunch of men. He finds himself crushed on top of a person named Idek, which he actually befriended in the concentration camp of Juna. His name's Juliek. It's not Idek, it's Juliek. He finds his father near, and they talk a little bit. Afterwards, he says that, oh, goodness gracious, what are you doing? I fear that my violin will be crushed. They'll crush it. I brought it with me. Okay. And then somehow Juliet manages to come out, and he takes out his violin and starts playing a Beethoven piece. And then, ELIE sleeps to the music after finding some breathing room. When he wakes up, he finds ELIE dead. His violin smashed. After 3 days without bread and water, there's another selection, and his father is sent to stand among the condemned to die. ELIE actually goes ahead and runs after him. In the confusion that follows, both ELIE and his father are able to sneak back to the other side, saving Shlomo and ELIE's life. The prisoners are taken to a field where a train of ruthless cattle cars actually go ahead and come to pick them up. All the prisoners are herded into the cattle cars and ordered to throw out the bodies of dead people. Some people think that ELIE's dad was dead, unconscious, also mistaken for the dead, and was about to be thrown from the car, but ELIE goes ahead and succeeds in waking him up. When they reach the camp, ELIE's dad has dysentery. Very dangerous to give a person of dysentery water, but he has no choice because of all his compassion towards his father and gives him a little drink. People start consoling ELIE, saying that you should go ahead and take his soup and increase your chances of survival, not his. ELIE thought about it for a quarter of a second. But even though it was a quarter of a second, he felt really guilty. Eventually, ELIE's father is beaten up to death. He was calling for ELIE for help, but ELIE could do nothing but just watch. In the end, ELIE became alone. Truly alone. Afterwards, there was another evacuation immediately ordered by basically the Germans. However, there was immediately an air raid bomb, so the evacuation was postponed to the next morning. By 10 a.m., rebels of the prisoners came out armed with guns and gunned down the Germans away. They were all free, except they had no idea where to go. A few days later, the Americans arrived. ELIE was found to be sick. He was sent to a hospital to be hospitalized. After 2 weeks of hanging between the balance of life and death, he found himself a shriveled little corpse. He looked at himself in the mirror and found that corpse just looking right back at him. And since he was looking right back at it, he just saw those ghostly eyes looking at him, piercing at him, analyzing him. And that's literally the end of the book. So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I hope to see you guys soon. And until next time, Sean out. Peace. Bye-bye.